guys, welcome to my 35-week pregnancy vlog. 35? Wait, I'm ahead of myself. I'm actually 34 weeks, but I'm getting pretty close. According to my midwife, I am actually 34 plus 4, like that's in my official documents. But I still think it's better to round up rather than round down, just in case you go over. But I guess if you're kind of looking like you might go under, maybe it's better to round down. This whole pregnancy I've been going with May 7th, but see, we are at the end of March now. I actually was like looking up because we've got the full moon coming next week. So I was like, oh, when's the April full moon gonna be? Because my first two were actually born around full moon time. Leia was born 2 days after the full moon. I think I lost my mucus plug the day after the full moon and like the bloody show. And then with Olivia, she was born, I'm pretty sure a couple days before. I remember looking it up one time and I remember looking at the moon really big. So like April 30th is the full moon. So I'm thinking like that weekend, maybe it's going to be on a weekend again. Both my kids were born on the weekend during a full moon, and there happens to be a weekend coming up with a full moon. Yesterday we finally got some sunshine, so I just kind of sunbathed like all afternoon, and I'm feeling a lot better after that. In terms of how things are going with my pelvis, I went to an osteopath and she told me that the misalignment and the cause of the pain was coming more from the sacrum area. She did all kinds of like tests to see like how extreme she thinks my misalignment is, and kind of like just letting me know what she thinks is going to be like the outcome, I guess, like in terms of birth and in terms of how I'm going to feel after the baby comes. She said probably within a few days, like I should be feeling pretty good in my pelvis after the delivery. She did cranial sacral therapy on me, which I didn't know what that was when I went into it. I just kind of was like, okay, I'll do whatever you think is the best thing to do. And I was kind of hoping like to have like a little bit more of like a deep tissue massage, but just because I'm so sore, but I guess I have to go to a massage therapist for that. But she's like, no, this is like more for chronic pain in the nervous system, and it's supposed to help soothe, and it's really gentle form of aligning pregnant women. And so by the end of it, she told me I was like completely aligned, and I was like, okay, but why do I still have like a pain in my vagina? She's like, there's only so much I can do about the baby putting pressure on certain points and certain nerves, but she said like everything is more aligned. So when I left, I was a little bit like, okay, did that even help? But I started noticing slow little small improvements. Like when I was walking outside, I felt like I was walking faster pace than I usually have been doing because I've been kind of sore and stiff. And I also noticed that my hip swivel seems to have come back, and I didn't really realize like how stiff I had been walking the past couple weeks because of like the pelvic pain and the misalignment that's been going on. So basically I haven't been diagnosed with any like particular pelvic issue like SPD. We're just calling it pelvic girdle pain. That's like the broad way of saying it. SPD is like a very specific kind of diagnosis, and there's another one that's more extreme than SPD. She diagnosed me to have pretty mild case of a pelvic problem compared to what other moms go through, and she said it's more common. She does see more 3rd, 4th, 5th time moms than she does see first time moms having pelvic issues. She suggested a pregnancy belt if it gets worse. Like Alien's pretty low, so that could be a pretty big cause. And I think my belly has gotten quite a bit lower. It used to be like this big old high round bump. It's starting to get quite pointy and quite low, which you guys will see in the belly shot soon. Honestly, like I just kind of was feeling a bit down last week. That's why there wasn't really so much videos. It also really occurred to me like how much I depend on exercise for having a good mood. Like I really seem to thrive off of the endorphins. And I talked to the osteopath about like how my doctor was like, yeah, no more deliberate exercising, not even like deliberate extra walking. But my osteopath was like, well, from a pelvic standpoint, she's like, I don't see why you should avoid walking or doing anything you know, gentle. My mental state is kind of important too. Like if I'm feeling super down in the dumps because I'm feeling like I'm not, you know, fit, then she's like, you kind of have to outweigh the pros and the cons and just go when you feel like it and just walk slow if it starts to get painful. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. I've just been listening to my body pretty much, like really having to tune in, know when it's too much. The osteopath doesn't really think that the exercise would be the cause of why things are out of alignment, with this being my third and then not really ever trying to solve it after I had my kids. So after this baby's born, I'm for sure gonna go try to get realigned with the osteopath again. And I'm gonna go do like this thing that's going on here at the midwife center. They have like a mama fit, which is like really good for your pelvis and your back and your, if you have like diastasis or anything like that after you have your kids, which almost all moms have. Crazy what us women go through. So on to some more like positive stuff. We've got some good news about the bathroom. We have somebody who has agreed to turn toilet room into bathroom room. So in the next 2 to 3 weeks, they're gonna start the project, and then it only takes 2 days to actually complete. So we're gonna have a bathtub soon, which I'm so excited about. I'm just getting really antsy now. Like not really because I'm like super uncomfortable, which I kind of am, and I'm a little tired because last night was kind of a rough one. But like that's not really why I'm like excited for the pregnancy to kind of be over. Like I'm trying to enjoy the pregnancy as much as I possibly can, because you know, I still don't know if this is gonna be the last one. So I'm just like, well, even though I'm pretty freaking uncomfortable right now, I'm gonna try to enjoy it anyways. I'm just excited. Like we don't know the sex. Like I have no clue. Like with Leia, I was like 80% sure I knew what she was. At the ultrasound, I almost wish that we would have done it in 3D. I mean, like my gynecologist doesn't do it. In Germany, people don't just hand out like 3D ultrasounds like they do in the States. You have to be like a doctor in order to even perform ultrasound here. It's not like you can open an ultrasound clinic just for pictures and for fun here. Just because I feel like it helps bond with the baby. Like I keep trying to compare Alien's picture to Olivia and Leia's picture so I can try to get like a picture in my head of what Alien's gonna be like. My patience is really being trialed the past week is what it feels like. Like I've all of a sudden gone from quite go with the flow to like quite ready to meet Alien now, and I'm curious about how the birth is gonna go. And hypnobirthing practices have been going good. I've been sticking to them, and I'm getting into such a weird state now. Every evening it really seems to be working. Like I get so tired and I start drooling, so I'm taking that as a good sign that the hypnosis is relaxing me enough. Yeah, I think that's about all I have to talk about for today, so we'll go ahead and do 34-week or almost 35-week pregnant belly shot. Go, there's the belly from the front. Here it is from the side. Ooh. Getting big. Oh, it's big. I think this is what I looked like really at the end with my other two, but I guess it's every pregnancy is a little different. One other thing which I wanted to quickly talk about is the osteopath was actually explaining to me, because we talked a little bit about how I was like really overweight when I was 19. Like I was 230 pounds, I'm only 5'2", and I had fluctuated up and down my whole life. And then if I wasn't like fluctuating from my weight, then I was pregnant. She's like, yeah, it sounds like your joints and your ligaments have had a rough go around for only 28 years old. Yeah, so that's why I was like, I was just so hesitant about and nervous about this pregnancy, was just because I just got so happy when I turned vegan. Like I've almost been vegan for 3 years now. Those 2 years, like I dropped the weight, like I dropped all the weight to a point where I was basically stable within the first like 6 or 9 months of being vegan. Those 2 years of being vegan were like the first stable years I've had in my entire life. And it just felt really good. And now I'm doing the whole pregnant thing again. So it's just like, my body's a little tired, like I'm not gonna lie. So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.